Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic, and I'm going to be ranking the Friday the 13th series from worst to best. And there are 12 films, so we're going to count down. At number 12, Friday the 13th, 2009. I hated this movie. There were hot chicks and cool death scenes, but to me it felt like there was really no story, just Jason killing people. And why would he live in an underground tunnel? Why would he keep a girl under there? And what was he feeding her to keep her alive? Dead bodies? I didn't like that movie. That's why it's at number 12. Next at number 11, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Even though this movie was the introduction of Jason's hockey mask, it just felt very generic. Again, it was very bland, like Friday the 13th, 2009. It had no real story, and it kind of alluded to the fact that Jason might have raped one of his victims. And that's kind of weird, because since when does Jason rape people? Now, if this were Freddy Krueger, I would understand perfectly what they were saying. Next up at number 10, Friday the 13th, Part 1 from 1980. Starring Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees. Rest in peace to her. While I did enjoy her performance as Pamela Voorhees, again, the story just seemed nonsensical. Okay, so your son died in the water, he drowned, and you felt bad about that. Well, why would you entrust him to a bunch of teenagers anyway? Do you really think that their main concern is going to be the safety of a mentally retarded boy? I don't think so. They're teenagers themselves. Why would they be concerned about him? Their main concern is sex. Moving on. Friday the 13th, Part 2, at number 9. Again, I felt like this was a very generic and bland story. Jason has no hockey mask. He just has a big sack over his face, and he's running around killing people. Although I did like the whole kill, 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 ma, ma, ma sound effect. That was pretty cool. How did he find Alice? Did he look her up on Facebook? How did he know where she lived? Who told him? So, I didn't like that one either. Moving on to number 8. Jason X. Jason in space? Seriously? Well, I thought Jason went to hell. If he went to hell, how did he end up in space? I thought hell and space were two different dimensions. Technically, is space a dimension, or is it just an extension of the Earth? I don't mean to get too deep on you, but I've always wondered that. But Jason X is at number 8. I didn't like that one either, because they ruined the kill, 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 ma, ma, ma sound effect in that one. It just sounded cheap and generic. Moving on to number 7. At number 7, we have Freddy vs. Jason from 2003. I actually enjoyed this movie, and I enjoyed the fight scenes, but I felt that they added a little too much to the story. Now they're saying that the girl named Lori, portrayed by Monica Keena, her mother was killed by Freddy Krueger. Really? Well, why didn't they mention that in any of the other movies? I felt like they were just adding to the story to give Jason a reason to kick Freddy's butt. Well, you killed somebody's mother, so we're gonna make Jason the quote-unquote good guy in the movie. Moving on to number 6. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Again, I enjoyed this movie, but Jason didn't use any of his traditional weapons. How come we didn't physically get to see him use the axe? I hated the hockey mask. It didn't look like the other ones looked. And why was it yellow? I always thought that Jason's mask was white or off-white, like an eggshell white. But this mask was yellow. Why is that? I didn't like Jason's costume other than the mask. It obviously looked fake. It looked like he got it from a Halloween store. I really didn't like it. And once again, they ruined the kill, 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 ma, ma, ma sound effect. So it loses points with me. Sorry. And by the way, Jason didn't take Manhattan. He killed a bunch of people on the way to Manhattan. In order to take Manhattan, you'd actually have to be in Manhattan. But he wasn't in Manhattan. He was in Crystal Lake for most of the movie. And in the last 10 minutes, he's in Manhattan. So they used that to hook people. They said, hey guys, Jason's going to Manhattan. Come see this movie. Next, at number 5, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Contrary to popular belief and what the fans say, this was a good movie. I enjoyed the body jumping aspect. That was cool. The only thing I didn't like is that we rarely saw Jason in his regular body. We only saw him in his body at the beginning and at the end. And once again, they added too many things to the mythology of Jason. And the guy laughing at the end of the movie didn't sound like Robert Englund at all. And that's probably because it wasn't Robert Englund. It was Kane Hodder playing Freddy and Jason. Moving on to number 4, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Again, a decent movie, good kills, hot chicks. If I had to pick something that I didn't like about it, actually, there's not that much. I enjoyed the movie. The color was a little off and the picture's a little dark, but the movie itself is good. So it made number 4. At number 3, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. This was actually good. I enjoyed Jason meeting his match, somebody that was just as tough as he was, and plus this was one of the first ones I saw when I became a big Friday the 13th / Jason fan. I enjoyed Lar Park Lincoln's performance as Tina, so that's why this made it as number 3. Moving on to number 2, Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Yes, I know you guys hate this one, but I liked it, so get over it. This movie was very good because it was different. And it showed that anybody can be Jason at this point. Even an ambulance driver. He lost his son, so he became Jason, killing everybody. And it was interesting to see that Tommy became the new Jason at the end of the movie, even though they didn't follow through with it. Now, at number 1, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. I enjoyed this movie because it was a good movie. It was light, it wasn't too heavy, not a whole lot of drama that would depress you, like in Part 3, when Chris was a rape victim of Jason Voorhees. This movie was light and fun, and you can watch it with younger people, you know, like teenagers. I really enjoyed the comedy subtext that they had in this film, and I enjoyed Tom Matthews as the adult Tommy Jarvis. And plus, Jennifer Cook was hot. What can I say? I'm a guy. You have to excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to my ranking of the Friday the 13th series. Next up, I will be reviewing Terminator Parts 4 and 5. A shout out to my producer, Shane Poole. Thank you for producing this video. He will also be producing a video coming up about the late Tupac Shakur, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much, and I approve this message.